think our expectation for all our guys is to play well in a big game, and Chase had a great game for us. I think he showed that he has enough talent to be really a great football player. But right now, it's just got to continue to grow, get better, just move forward.
Yeah, how would you seen that, building, and how much more building is there still to go?
Well, he's such a young player now. Expectations get really high when a guy does really well. He's still a young player. There's a lot more he can learn, but he has to learn to do. But I like where his progress is going. I started in the summer. He worked really hard in the summer trying to learn. He's got some good mentors. He's got Joey. Got Nick in front of him looking at it. Coop. Those guys do a great job. BB are just training him and understand how to get it done.
He talked about he still has to start using his hands more. He did. I think he got 10 pressures on Saturday night.
Well, technique-wise, pressures are great, but technique-wise, if he doesn't use his hands, use a technique we teach, sometimes he'll get you in trouble. You can't just run by a guy all the time. And I think he gets so caught in the moment that he can get there and realize that sometimes when he faces a good offensive tackle, he's going to punch him, his hands not there. So that's a constant reminder.
So this might sound like a stupid question. Did he grade out well?
He did. Yeah, he made champ. He did really well. Also, there's mistakes he made in the game. He played more plays every play since he's been here. Played over 7 plays. So that factor in his ability to play fast.
Larry, how do you come out of a game where your guys made a lot of plays, a lot of important plays, but also, their quarterback made some plays in the run game too? Is it okay that a really good player makes some plays against you as long as your guys in the end make the plays that matter to win the game?
Well, we don't want anybody making their plays, to be honest with you. I mean, give him credit. He's a great quarterback. And he probably threw the ball more on first down than we anticipated. I think they came out like 43% time, 43% that they threw the ball on first down. And when you do that, you open up some pass lanes. And so we're up the field rushing. We've got to close some gaps, close some lanes so it doesn't get out. I think it's just a matter of adjusting.
A lot of guys after that game were talking about the idea that defense in particular has not scratched the surface sort of yet of what it can be. Where do you think this group is?
I think we're still growing. We're still a young group. We're still a young group, trying to learn how to play together as a unit. I think we're coming, but we got some growth to do, and I think that's important. We'll continue to get better.
How special was Saturday for you, giving it to
It's always special when we're back at a chance to win with the place you've been. It's always special for me. But I was really happy for our players because I think they worked really hard to finish the game, and that brotherhood of trusting is real. And those kids play for each other.
How much concern was there going into a game of that magnitude without maybe the best player in the country?
Well, we didn't approach it that way. We knew he was out 2 weeks ago, and our approach was next man up. And there are some things that we had to do as a unit to make sure it happened. So I was really pleased that we played well as a unit. We'll continue to do that. And Nick is a great player to miss, but we have some young players just got to step up.
Are you working some of the assumption that he will be back this year?
I have no idea. I'm just going to wait and see what happens the rest of the rotation if he gets back up.
Larry, over the past 2 weeks, have you seen a difference in how offensive lines have treated Chase Young?
Not yet. They will as we go forward, and they will have to do some things. But it's tough to do that now when you turn the protection to Chase. You got to figure out how to do a dream out because you can't leave him a single block for one. So it created a dilemma, and teams have to change their offense to do that in protection. A lot of teams not willing to do that from one player or 2 players. They do what they do well.
Yeah. How has he handled kind of taking maybe that role that kind of Nick took, especially on the end? Has he embraced that? Have you seen him embrace that?
He wants the role. He understands Zach. Him and Nick are real close, and so they talk a lot. And I think Chase, he's a competitor, so he wants to do well.
Did you feel comfortable less in not rotating, just playing mainly 2 guys on the end?
Well, it gets to a point. We play 3 guys. We play Jay Sean Cornell. When you get in a game like that, as tight as well, you want to put any freshman in harm's way. I'm a big believer in that. You want to put a freshman in a game where he has a chance to make a mistake that may cost a big play, and that lives with him. That's kind of my philosophy. I don't do that, and so I want to make sure we have a chance to control the game. And I make sure we rotate enough to stay fresh and let the guys in the game that need to play.
Well, you said Chase wants that role. I know you have a lot of great players that come through here and want roles like that. I don't know. It seems like the sense with Chase since he got here is that maybe he really wants that role. He just seems like he is a guy who was really ready to contribute as soon as he possibly could. Is that a correct read?
It is. Chase got some high expectation for himself. He really does, and I think that's cool. The guy who really wants to be a great player, and everything he does is based on that. He's a great learning. He wants to learn everything. He picks Nick brains every day about how to rush the passer, things he can learn. And I think that's what you want from a player who's a highly competitive guy and wants to be a great player.
All the great pass rushers that you have coached, when they're young, when they're at this stage where maybe they have great talent but they don't have all the technique down, is there any common thing about them that man, I know they're great at a speed rush, but they're not as good at this, or they make this kind of mistake. Is there anything that, as you're coaching Chase now, it reminds you, oh man, I went through the same thing with Tombo or Joey or somebody else?
They're all go through it. It's a process. There really is a process to make sure you stay in the toolbox, we call it. It's easy to get outside the toolbox. I think you got it made. I'm going to do this now, and it doesn't work. And I remind them all the time, you do this, and you do this is what works. So it's a constant reminder to make sure they stay within their toolbox and use the things they know that work for them, rather than try to guess what they use in their hands.
How big is his toolbox?
Well, we have a pretty intensive toolbox. We break it down as we get closer to the game. We evaluate every tackle we play, and we try to decide what moves work best against those guys, and we make them stay in that toolbox and use their skill set.
If Joey and Nick were standing place at our time, where is Chase standing?
Well, I think he's coming. It's hard to say he's there yet because it's just his first game and really coming out. But I think he's on his way. And there's other guys. Chase not the only guy who's playing well. It was quiet as kept, is that even the play that he made, Jason Cornell set the play up because he had to pick a guy, didn't come clean. And that was all predicated of Jay Sean doing his job. On the backside of that play, there was Jonathan Cooper and Draymond, and they had a role in that play. And they had to make sure the tackle blocked down, that they didn't come under. They squeezed and shoved the backside off to make sure they're ready if it's pulled back out. So it's just one play, but 4 guys had a hand in making that play happen.
Was that an almost perfectly attacked play? I mean, when you look at it, because obviously Jonathan Cooper feigned rush and then backed off, which opened Draymond. Draymond was right in McSorley's face. Obviously, Chase hits the running back right after the handoff.
It's a game that we use in a situation like that.
Yeah.
It's just a perfect opportunity. It came through clean, and yippee, it was a great time, great play for a great play. So it worked out
But
perfect.
does he take advantage? Chase Young came from way outside. I think he lined up in front of the tight end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was in a 9 technique.
In step. So is that a special talent there for him to get to where he got to as fast as he did? If you follow my grip,
It's just a technique that we use.
Yeah.
He's been in that position before. He knows exactly how we're going to run the stunt. So he did what he practiced, which makes it easy.
One other quick thing. You may have been asked this. I was over with Coach Alford getting some pros with. Having Nick around, what does that do for the group?
You got one of the guys who's a great pass rusher, a great leader, a great kid. And so they listen to Nick when he speaks, and he's watching. Like today, he walked around and just talked to guys. I think that's the best thing he can do, continue to encourage him, because he'll see some things I can't see when you're watching guys. And I think they believe in him. And when he talks, guys listen.